So they tell me I'm live. Let's see in the chat what we've got. Everyone, anyone? This is Dr. Dream being like, I feel like I'm losing my virginity again. Hope I'm better at it this time. Oh my gosh, is that being recorded? Oh boy. I've got reverb. All right, let's see. All right, let's try and see what I can do about this. Microphone choice. All right, still working on figuring out the sound. I'm not finding a microphone choice. Is it still funky? Huh. Never a dull moment, right, people? We're going to get started in just a moment. We're going to work out these, whatever these issues are. Okay, so I took my earphones out. Is that changing anything? I'm not using any speakers. I turned my volume off. How's that? Any change in anything? Still getting double speak? Welcome, everyone. We're going to get this figured out. Oh, my goodness. My speakers are off. And so I've just got my regular mic on and my camera. Still an issue? How is it for anyone else? Someone else chime into the chat and tell me what's up. Okay, Cassidy sent me a text and says I sound fine to her, but it won't let her log into the chat. Is anyone else having trouble logging into the chat? Sounds fine to Destiny. All right. So, real heroes, how are you doing? How's it sound to you? Sounds fine to Stephanie. Can't figure out how to type on the live chat. Okay. Slippery Rabbit. Love the name. It's okay. All right. Well, I'm hoping everyone can figure out everything. This is completely new. 821 live events since January of 2010, and I do my first YouTube live, and I feel like I'm just as nervous as anything I've ever done in my life. All right. So, are we good to get going? Real heroes, are you good for me to get started? This is my crew on the ground. I've got a team of people that have supported me in this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, beautiful beings of light. I am Dr. Dream, and I am incredibly honored to have you here for this powerful gathering as we move through whatever tech stuff we're moving through. Tonight is just not another live stream. This is a sacred space where we explore healing, sound consciousness, and connect deeply as a community. And we'll journey through topics that have transformed my own life and the lives of thousands of other people that I've worked with. And it's across the board in all sorts of areas. The frequencies of sound and vibration, essential oils, crystals, energy tools, quantum technologies. If y'all can get into the chat, I'll be answering your questions live, sharing experiences and offering insights designed to uplift and activate you. So whether you're here for an emotional healing, spiritual insight, or just a boost of good energy, or just to watch someone overcoming their own issues, that's me. Hopefully you will get exactly what you need tonight. So get comfortable, open your heart, and prepare to receive exactly what your soul has called in. Let's dive in together, because truly it is all good. I wanted to do this because Spirit guided me to do a YouTube live, but then Spirit didn't tell me exactly how I was to do it. I'm hoping that there's a number of questions that people will feed in. And just to start off, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me and what I'm about, and why I'm here, and not just here in this live stream, but why I'm here in this grand reality that we all get to share together. I am Dr. Dream. My actual name is Mark Peebler, but I'm pretty sure Dr. Dream will be easier for you to remember. My whole life, from the first memories for me, has been about finding ways to serve humanity, finding ways to be in service. And the tools and modalities that I work with and that I share are tools and modalities that have had an impact in my own life. And I'm not sharing anything that hasn't had a profound effect for me. And I've always said, if it works for me, it'll work for anybody. And so I started the Tour of Love in January of 2010. And since that time, we have facilitated 821 events all over the world. It has been a highlight in my life and incredibly exciting. In 2017, I was joined by Stephanie, who has later become my wife, and we have facilitated several hundred events together. And as of March this year, we did our last event for 2025, and the reason is that it is time for us to recreate what the Tour of Love is. Most of you know that in September of 2020, I experienced back-to-back strokes. And it was a wake-up call, to say the least. And I experienced a miraculous recovery with the use of a technology, energy enhancement system, which I have championed ever since that moment that I went from barely being able to use a walker to, after 2 hours being in the EE system energy, I was able to walk unassisted. But my full recovery really took 2 years. And during that time, we obviously weren't doing any events, and I had the opportunity to reflect on who I was, what my life was about, and why I was still here. And after 2 years, I said to Stephanie, I said, I'm ready to go back to touring. And it was fall of 2023 that we started the tour up again after a couple of years off. And we toured primarily EE system centers around the country. And so, I mean, kind of get a feel for this. We went from presenting to 200, 300, 400, 500 people to presenting to, I mean, at the low end, 7, and at the high end, maybe 40 people at the EE system centers. And in 18 months, we did 123 events. And last year alone, 2024, we did 96 events. And I said to Stephanie, let's take a break. I proved, I got my sea legs back. I proved to myself that I'm back and ready and capable, and it's time to create something really big. And while I'm not ready to introduce tonight what that really big thing is, suffice it to say that it will be a bigger production than anything we've ever done. We will have 30 to 40 people full-time with us. We're working with different producers and, of course, investors and people right now to create this offering. This is why we took the rest of 2025 off, so we could put this together. And so it's incredibly exciting. Again, not ready to introduce all the details, but not sure when this production will actually come to fruition. I believe it'll be next year, and I believe in the first year we will have contact and connect with over 20,000 people, possibly more. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, if you all aren't familiar with other details of what we do, you can check out our website, It's All Good, ITSALLGOOD.com, and see what we have to offer. And one of the things that's always been very important to me is that I offer what I offer, and it's not always with my hand out. So the very first thing you'll see when you get to the website is that there's a offer of complimentary, no charge, 20-minute phone calls. And you can sign up online. It integrates with my calendar. You'll never be asked for money for these 20-minute phone calls, but you will be given an assignment at the end of the 20-minute phone call, and you do the assignment, you'll get another 20-minute phone call. And this is me stepping up to be in service and to support my community. And my community is anyone that finds me. And so I'll stop the phone calls when you stop the assignments. And again, for that offering, you will never, ever be asked for any money. And people say, oh, can't we pay you, Dr. Dream? And I tell them to find people in their community that need help and assistance and pay it forward, no strings attached, the same way what I do has no strings attached. In addition to that, there are other offerings, essential oils, crystals. We have a number of products that we have become affiliates for, and the only reason that we're an affiliate for any product at all is because we believe in it and we actively use it. And some of those products we'll be talking about this evening. And so this is, as I say, this is my first YouTube live. Hopefully it won't be the last. We'll see how it goes. But it's really just another avenue to reach out to people and to be there for support. Some of the areas that we talk about this year, I've really, for the longest time, I guess I've really been exploring advanced healing technologies. EE system, of course, has been at the top of that list based on my experience, you can go to eesystem.com and find a center near you and go check out the energy that had a profound impact on me. What it does is it absolutely is like plugging your being, your cells into a charger, recharging your cells so they're at the peak level, so your body can do what it is meant to do and what it innately knows how to do once we pull ourselves out of this toxic soup, and that is heal itself. And so that's a huge deal. I've worked with right frequencies for many years. For about 15 or 18 years, I've worked with right frequencies. You can find information on our website about that. I've got videos on this YouTube channel. We've got the It's All Good show as our main podcast. Then we have a podcast called Advanced Healing Tools. Another one that's EE System Center owners interviews, where I'm just interviewing EE System owners around the world. I find that to be incredibly inspirational, and the stories of the people that have stepped up to be the stewards of this EE system energetic, this scalar energy in their communities are I mean, just beyond anything. And then my final podcast of the 4 breakdown sub podcast is Psychedelics as Medicine. And I think we're at a time that we can get away from the stigma of talking about psychedelics. There is amazing research being done, and we are drawing in some really amazing, incredible people that are leaders in the field of assisting people in their communities with the medicinal use of psychedelics for deep healing. And so I tell you what, I'm going to take our frankincense essential oil, which is, we've always said, for the crown chakra. I'm going to put a little bit on my wrist. It's an anointing oil. You get to see that. Rub my wrist together. For the essential oils, we always say, whatever you do with them, always breathe in very deeply and feel it, and do that 6 times, because it kind of takes that much to find yourself in the presence of the oil and the healing properties of the oil. There's research that we talk about on our website, itsallgood.com, about the frequencies of the different oils. We have a page for frankincense called the frankincense frequency, and a page for rose called the rose frequency. And frankincense has always been called the king of oils. And so people have always said, whether you're in doTERRA or Young Living or whatever it is, they're like, if you don't know what oil to use, you reach for frankincense and it'll handle anything. And so I did a little more research on that and found that on the frequency list of oils, frankincense comes in right in the middle. And we know that the higher frequency oils work on the emotional body, and the lower frequency oils work on the physical body. So it's not just like a cliche that frankincense is the king of oils. It literally speaks to the fact that it's a middle frequency oil and will work on the emotional body and the physical body, which is fabulous, because when we get right down to it, anything that's going on in the physical body is tied to something in the emotional body. So frankincense is an amazing oil for that. Rose oil has been known over the years, although other oils now have been shown maybe to have a higher frequency, but they've always said that rose oil had the highest frequency of any of the oils that certainly was tested in this study with Bruce Taino in conjunction with Johns Hopkins Medical Center back in 1992. And so a little bit of rose oil just will completely bring you into your heart space and remind you of the love that you truly are. And these are fabulous tools. We're going to be introducing some more oils and and getting them out there. We try and have them priced at very reasonable levels. Rose is a very expensive oil, and yet we've got it, you can get a small rose oil for just $25, and it makes a difference, and it lasts quite a while. And we've been doing the tour since 2010. We've had the oils that whole time, and people constantly come up to us when we go back to some of the cities where we've done events and share with us that our rose is one of their very favorite rose oils that they've ever used. And that's the thing. We just want to make all the tools available for people. Now, I was talking just a few minutes ago about advanced healing technologies, and it's one of the sub podcasts that I have going. We are exploring all sorts of amazing healing technologies. I got a new device today that has been proven to be exceptionally good for people dealing with addictions. Everything from cocaine and heroin to alcohol, and the addictions list is all over the place. So earlier today, before I was getting everything set up for this podcast, I had the clips attached to my ears, and I'm checking out this new technology, and I just want to be able to help people and bring them information, and I can't do it unless I try it on myself, and not dealing with really any addictions these days. Well, that's not true. I was going to say other than, but let's just cut to the chase. Sugar and emotional eating. I smoked marijuana for 45 years, daily smoker, and stopped that back in January of 2023. And I thought, I'm going to lose weight, and quite the opposite happened. Who knows how all this works? Put on weight. And so we've all got something going on. And sometimes, it's just maybe our dramas that we're addicted to. So I'm trying out all these different technologies. I wear the EE system medallion all the time. I actually have two on. I have a rose quartz one underneath here. I've got the lapis one that I wear or amethyst, I think it is. It's amethyst that I wear all the time. And so constantly just, checking in and what's working and what's not. I surround myself with, if you see like some of the things in here, we've got the Merkaba here. I've got all sorts of tensor ring tools. We're big fans of Brian Besco and his team at twistedsage.com, and been working with these tools for a long time. And so people say to me, they're like, what do you notice when you're wearing that particular, wow, that's kind of cool how that spins around. All right, they say, what do you notice when you're wearing that particular energetic tool? And a lot of times for me, what I notice is when I'm not wearing it, that I feel like something's missing. And I mentioned the phrase a little while ago, toxic soup. And that just when you think about it, that's what we're living in. We've got, I'm coming to you live, so I'm surrounded by the EMFs from 5G routers and this, that, and the other, and all this technology all around me. And then whatever they're spraying in the skies, I'm not going to get too much into that, but if you find the time, go to geoengineeringwatch.org and watch the film The Dimming, and start speaking up about some of this stuff. I think it's really important to know what's going on, but not to own it so much that it drops your energy, that it drops your frequency. I'm constantly reading and researching and everything. What are they spraying on our vegetables? What's in the ground? What's with all the microplastics in every aspect of our body? And it's a fine line from being able to read all this and being able to hold your frequency. But that's what we have to do. One of my favorite people in the world is Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, and she is the founder and inventor of the EE system technology. And she's an amazing person. Reached out to me when I had the back-to-back strokes and said, get yourself to Las Vegas. We've got something that's going to help you. And it most certainly did. And one of the things she says is knowledge is power, but love is what transmutes everything. And so, we've got to know what's going on. We've got to be aware. We've got to make choices around all of this, and then just hold our frequency and transmute it with love. And that's where the rose oil comes in incredibly handy, because some of the stuff has the potential to sink our energy. But, while I feel like I've had an incredibly blessed life, when I had my back-to-back strokes, and ever since then, one of my mantras is, I did not come here to be crushed by this reality. And I don't believe any of us did. We came here to rise up, to step up to our greatest potential, and to play the role that we came here to play at the highest level. That's why I do the 20-minute phone calls. That's why our hashtag for Stephanie and myself is hashtag here to love you, because that makes all the difference. And, I have this sort of tongue-in-cheek saying, and that is, if you woke up breathing this morning, and I'm pretty sure you all did, okay, you have a role to play. And, it may not be to do YouTube live stuff. Mine might not even be to do YouTube live stuff. And it may not be to be out in the community and to speak up and to use social media to draw people's attention to things and trigger people. It may be to just be the best mother or father that you can be, to be the best provider for your family, which means instilling in them all the important things that you've learned in your life, all the lessons that you've learned in your upbringing. Okay, we all have a role to play, and it's not to be judged based on what anyone else's role is. Okay, it's you identifying your role and then just getting out there and doing it. And I don't know if it comes with age. Don't let the purple beard fool you. I'm not as young as you think. But I'm not here to upset people. I'm not here to piss people off. I'm not here to attract haters, and I don't need more friends. I'm here to play the role I'm here to play. If it triggers you, great. There must be something in it for you. If it resonates with your heart, fabulous. That's a beautiful thing. And I think that, in this world of people posturing to get more likes and more friends and more this, that, and the other, going outside of ourselves for validation, I think it's a good focus that the only validation any of us really need, seriously, comes from inside ourselves. And it's just something to look at. And these are things, I do these phone calls, depending on what's going on and how my profile is out there in internet land. I do 4 or 5 of the 20-minute phone calls a day. And it could be people that come to me that have stage 4 cancer, people that come to me, that are depressed and don't know where to turn and what to do next. And I have help. I offer assistance to everybody. And I don't ask you for anything, because part of the thing is to be here and to be in service. When we used to do the big events for 400 or 500 people, pretty much after each one, I'd get a number of people coming to me and saying, Dr. Dream, how do I know I'm going to? And then they would frame it as whatever their belief system is. How do I know I'm going to heaven or the golden age or the new earth? And my answer has been the same for a decade and a half, and that is, ask yourself. And it's not me asking you, and I don't want you to answer me. That's not it. You ask yourself, are you more than 51% in service to others or more than 51% in service to yourself? We live in a society where it is ingrained in us to be in service to ourselves. There's a lot of fear bait in the media and everything else, and it's hold on to what you've got really tight and this and that. And the bottom line is that if you're more than 51% in service to others, whatever your belief system is about what's next or where we're going, or the bifurcation, the splitting of humanity, whatever it is, you're going to be in the right place. And this isn't about who your God is and what your beliefs are. This is about you being in service to someone other than yourself. And if you want to talk about that a little more and how that works for you, let's do a 20-minute phone call about it. There isn't a invalid reason or perspective to not do a 20-minute phone call with me. Okay, it could be like, oh, Dr. Dream, I got triggered by this last week and it didn't feel good and it doesn't serve me, but I don't know how to move through it and I don't know how to clear it. It can be, here's what's going on with me on the physical level. It's whatever it is. The bottom line is I'm here to be in service. I'm here to help you. The phone calls that I'm doing now with the help of Chat GPT, I can pretty much on the spot customize a 21-day program to give to someone with prompts to address in a journal each day, with affirmations for each day, but specific to whatever a person's dealing with. Yesterday, I had a person come to me and incredible pain, disc issues, vertebrae issues, back pain, depressed, and just kind of, like, what do I do about this, Dr. Dream? And I was able to, based on my relationship with Chat GPT, and I call her Lumina, I was able to customize a 21-day program for this person. And it's a gift. I give it away. I'm not asking for any money for any of this. I'm learning to leverage technology so I can be at an even higher level of service. And so, not quite sure where to go from here. I'm going to look over here and see. My friend Catherine says, love is the answer. Nothing more powerful than rose oil. Catherine's got a EE System Center in Ohio, and she is a registered nurse and has amazing perspective and offerings. And I've done a interview with her on the EE System Center podcast, and so Center Owners podcast. Now, Real Heroes has said, talk to you about the Black Box Addiction product. This is the one that I just started working with. Again, I'm not tied to this company. I'm not an affiliate with them. The product is called HaloNet. And there's some information online. I can send you some information about the product. It's got two electrodes that attach to your ears, and then you plug it in and turn the device on, and you feel a little tingling in your ears. And they say in short order, your attraction, your draw, your desire for whatever your addiction is will be reset. And it's a neural enhancement technology. That's what NET stands for. The woman that created this was shut down over the years. I can send you the video link all about this product. I've got a brand new product that we are working on getting. It's a very expensive product. It's a device, a quantum healing device, and it is amazing. I can do, people are doing remote healing on other people. There's some practitioners around the country that have this technology, and they can do remote healing on you wherever you are. It's a quantum field healing device, and we're just figuring out how to get it. It's well into 5 figures for this particular technology. But I will share with you that once I get it, the first thing we'll be doing is asking, most of the people that are using this device are doing energetics with it on a monthly basis for their clients, and they charge $300 a month, and they ask that you make a commitment for 3 months. I'll tell you what I'm going to do when I get this device, and that is we're going to set up a form online. You'll sign up. We'll take the first 50 people, and we're going to give you this $900 value, 3 months of remote healing with whatever you have going on with this device. And we'll see, we'll be using that offer to get testimonials and then just to give back. Now, most people that are going to spend $30,000, $40,000 on a device would say, oh, I need 100 people and let's get this. And I'm like, all right, if God source to the universe can help me get this device, then it's so I can help people and make a difference for them. And so it's across the board. And I often say, I don't know whether I'm ushering in a new paradigm or I'm just comfortable living in my own paradigm. But the bottom line is what you see is what you get, except the purple in the beard. That changes every few months, but it's always purple. It's just a question of how much gray I allow to show. I'm not here to do anything but to help people, and that's a big deal. And I think if we all just focused on that in our own lives, okay, the world would change very rapidly. A lot of times it's easy for us to focus on all these things outside of us, and that's not what it's about. It's about to focus on what's going on inside of us, and to kind of clear up and heal ourselves. That's what we came here for, and not get too caught up in the 3D world of politics and this, that, and the other thing. It's divisive, and it's crazy. And it's a lot of social engineering, meaning we're being manipulated. And when we're deep in our heart space and have on our own terms identified why we're here, nobody can manipulate you, and we can rise up. I see the chemtrails and I say, hey, sorry, too high vibe for you, not going to affect me. And our bodies are adaptable, incredibly adaptable. And there will be a time when many of us will come together and be able to heal the planet, heal the earth, heal the water, heal the air, once we've done our own healing work within. And that's what I'm here for. That's why I came back this lifetime to do all this. And you can say, oh, that sounds a little hokey and a little woo-woo and a little this and a little that. And hey, guess what? I'm not everyone's flavor, okay? And I'm not here to be everyone's flavor. If it doesn't work for you, well, chances are you wouldn't be on this YouTube live right now. But if it doesn't, just move along, and with all the love I have for all of humanity, you know, send you on your way, you know. But if this all resonates with you, we can make a huge difference, and I believe that's what we're here for. So I'm going to look at the chat here for a moment. Let's see. Oh, look, I've got some people that attended events years ago. Wow, Canada, we've got on. Oh, so phenakite. So phenakite is an amazing crystal. We were going to the gem show this year. Stephanie and I go to the gem show each year and pick up products and things. Mostly it's been for us. And then this year we said, hey, let's pick up some stuff that we can assist other people with, the tools that we're working with ourselves. And so I don't have a piece of phenakite out. That would have been pretty cool. But to be honest with you, if I had out all of the different tools, I'd be just like surrounded with everything. Actually, there is a piece of phenakite behind me on a rose quartz piece. But we were going to the gem show, and my brother David, who had just been at the gem show, it's 2 weeks long in Tucson, Arizona, contacted me and he said, hey, I just found out about this crystal phenakite. And he said, if you can find some, get it for me. If I had known about it before, you know, I left Tucson, I would have found some. And he sent me a video, and the comment was that this person on the video said was that phenakite is literally, and I want to get it right, but it's saying that it's literally the light of the divine manifest in this reality. And I was like, we're going to find some phenakite. And we were at one of the many different locations of the gem show in Tucson, and it was exhausting. And we were ready, Stephanie and I, we were ready to kind of call it a day. And we saw a booth, and Stephanie said, let me just go over there and ask. And she went over, and she came running back, and she said, they've got phenakite. And we went in there. It's a very expensive crystal. Most of the pieces are very small. And the woman was amazing. She's out of the UK. Her brother is out of Pakistan. And we bought hundreds of dollars of phenakite. The gem show was ending the next day, and so I had like all these hours with all these different little pieces of phenakite, and I went back to them, and I called them the next morning, and I said, listen, the gem show ends today. I'm willing to take whatever phenakite you have. Give me a 50% discount of your wholesale price at the gem show so I can sell it at the wholesale price. And I thought, oh, there's going to be a negotiation or something like that. And I'll be darned, he thought about it for a moment. He said, absolutely, you come on by. And so we picked up so many pieces of phenakite. And I got some notes on it right here. It's great for spiritual awakening, connecting to galactic realms. It's rare and very high vibe. Now, if you go to the YouTube channel after this, I've got a like 3 to 5 minute video about phenakite and, you know, what it's all about and more specifics on the properties. I have it on Lemurian seed crystals. I have it on rose quartz. Amethyst. We have videos about the different combinations that we've done, like phenakite on a rose quartz heart and what that particular piece means. And these on the website, I mean, you can read about them and you can tap into the energy, and we're super powerful humans. You don't have to buy this. You can ask God, source, the universe to connect you with the power of phenakite, or you can go to our website and get a rose quartz heart with a piece of phenakite on it, or with a Herkimer diamond on it, if that's what you're drawn to. And I think those are $22 or something like that. Again, we try and make everything at the most reasonable prices for the things that that we're putting out there. Let me see. So the raw phenakite, what they say with just a piece of phenakite, no matter what size it is, put it on your third eye and do your meditation. So they're really small. And I was like, I said to the woman in Tucson, she said, you bought all these pieces of phenakite. This one we're giving you. This one wants to be with you. I said, what do I do with it? And she said, lay down in meditation and put it on your third eye. And it was tiny. It was like tiny. And I said, I'm going to lose it. Like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to keep that piece of phenakite. And so that's why we've attached it to different crystals, because it amplifies the energies. But if you're interested in just a piece of phenakite or a Herkimer diamond, which are also very small, double terminated quartz crystals that they all come from New York State, we can hook you up with that, and let's do a 20-minute phone call about it. And let's, watch some of the videos and say, hey, Dr. Dream, I was really drawn to the qualities of the labradorite combined with the Herkimer diamond. And we'll talk about what's going on in your life, why that's important. And then maybe there's a custom piece waiting for you, or instead of having it attached to the labradorite, you just want a piece of labradorite and a little piece of the phenakite. We can do any of that. I'm not stuck on, how we've set it up. We have shungite that you can stick on the back of your cell phone. We have black tourmaline pieces that shield against EMFs also and negativity. And so, again, let us know. That's why I want to do the phone calls with you. You want to know about right frequencies? Great. Let's do a phone call about it. You want to know about crystals? Let's do a phone call. You want to know custom ideas based on what's going on in your life and what your challenges are, what essential oils would be good for you? Let's do a phone call about it. Okay. And it's not about buying products from me. Okay. You may have a great crystal store in your community. You may already be with Young Living or doTERRA. We think those are great oils. Okay. And so we can come up with solutions for you that again, the 20-minute phone call was never, ever meant to lead to you paying me money for anything. And so I just want to hit that point home, is that it's sharing information, it's sharing energy, it's the remembrance, the reminder that you're not alone in this life. Okay, if you've been drawn to this YouTube live, if you've been drawn to our events, if you're getting our newsletter, don't hold back. We've got a website that integrates with my schedule, so it's not even a back and forth on how to set up a phone call. You just go there and you just set up a 20-minute phone call, and it integrates with my schedule, and it sends us both reminders. So we're not, going to miss it and forget about it. And people say to me, oh, you've got to charge people for everything you do. Don't give away the 21-day programs. Don't give away the 20-minute phone calls. People need to be vested in it. And to be real blunt, I tell them that's bullshit. Okay? In my world, God, source, the universe has taken very good care of us. We did 821 events over the last 15 years. We've moved over 7,000 Himalayan healing bowls for the villages we've supported in Nepal. Okay, we didn't buy big plush houses. This is an RV truck camper that we spend most of the year in. It's not about always asking for something. It's about always giving. That's my paradigm. And you want to step into that with me, I am more than happy to share that space with you. Let me just look here at the chat. So I got a question about the difference between our Himalayan healing bowls and others. I can't really speak about anyone else's healing bowls. I will tell you that we've worked with several villages for the last 8-10 years, something like that, and moved over 7,000 bowls for them. We've done events now with the healing bowls where we've touched thousands of people and taken them through a process. Some of those people have gone on to get certification from different sound healing schools out there and things like that. And they've had experiences with other sound bowls, and they come back to us and they say, we were in this class and it was really good and we learned a lot, but Dr. Dream and Stephanie, your sound bowls are really fabulous, and we haven't found any that can beat that. And I'm like, great, we'll always be able to help you get Himalayan healing bowls, and we're great with that. That being said, there's some amazing people out there. Recently, I met Surin from Boulder, Colorado. He's one of the most well-known healing bowl people in the United States. For years, people would come up to me at events and say, do you know Surin in Boulder? And I would say no, but his reputation precedes him, and I know he's a fine gentleman. And then in Tucson this last year, we saw some gongs outside of a tent, and we said, let's go in there. It's the very first venue we went to at the Gem Show. And Stephanie's always wanted a hand pan. And so she was looking at them, and I said to one of the guys that was working this tent, I said, hey, are you an expert on the hand pans? And he said, I'm not, but Surin is. And I said, you've got to be kidding me. This is Surin's tent for the Gem Show? And he said, yeah. And I said, I want to meet him. And this gentleman that worked there took me back to him, and I said, Surin, I'm Dr. Dream. And it's wild. So many people have asked me if I know you, and I finally get to meet you. And he looked at me and he said, Dr. Dream, it's wild. So many people have asked me if I know you, and how nice it is to get to meet you. And he has amazing bowls and amazing products, and go look in your own communities, at the stores in your community that sell healing bowls. Again, it's not just about getting them from us. That's not what it's about. Support your local stores and suppliers and things like that. And if that doesn't work for you and you want to have a phone call with me about bowls, we had I did a Zoom with someone yesterday. She bought one bowl from us, I think 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not sure, a while ago. And she came back and she said, I want to complete the set. I want to buy 6 more bowls. And we were happy to do it. And we're sending them out tomorrow. And I had a Zoom call with her, and I sat on the floor and I played the bowls. And I just want people to get information. And there's truly no ulterior motive on my part other than to help you and to give you the right information. And because of that, this is my paradigm. God, source, the universe, continues to take care of us at the highest level. And so that's the paradigm I live in. And you can take advantage of that or tap into that. And it starts with a 20-minute phone call. And I'm available for all the questions and everything. I'm going to look over here and see. The right frequencies are absolutely amazing. It's a game changer. But here's the thing about the right frequencies. It's not like you just go and have a couple of sessions and whatever it is, you don't need anything else. There's a process with the right frequencies. And truly, if you're going to dedicate yourselves to the right frequencies, you need to get your own right device to work on your own healing and your family's healing. And that's what we did. We've also I was divinely guided in a dream, of course, Dr. Dream, on how to, because normally with the right frequencies, you have to hold on to the noble gas-filled wands or put your feet on the electrode plates or something like that. And in a dream less than a year ago, I was shown how using Brian Besco's Twisted Sage Tensor Ring Energetics, we can broadcast right frequencies to an entire room. And the first event we did like that was in Houston. And we had over 80 people there. And we were running frequencies like peace unfolding from within and some other amazing emotional body frequencies that my mentor, Judy Irwin, in Sedona, Arizona, has intuited for us. And it was mind-blowing, and people felt that energetic. Again, happy to do 20-minute phone calls about the right frequency device. And if, you know, whether you get it from us or not, what we've learned, what some of the differences are from the different companies, and things to look for and things to look out for. Okay, knowledge is power, and that's what we're trying to do with all this. Let me just look over here and see. Well, such lovely comments about the events that we've done. We recently, a wonderful person, I started a mastermind group. There's 8 of us in it. And one of the members of the mastermind group is Audrey Parker. She has KC Mystic Medicine in Kansas City. And she took us on a really beautiful cacao ceremony online. And I was really loved the cacao that she introduced us to. It's called Oro Cacao, O-R-O. And it's amazing ceremonial cacao. They're a great company. You can find information on our website. We have a page called Recommendations. And again, you can just use it as a resource. You don't need to buy anything from there. These are just products and things that we use, that we believe in, and we just want to put it out there. If you want to shop around and look for other things, that's great. Okay, we've got product that I really love. I'm not wearing it right now. Here, I've got it right here. It's called the Wave Watch, and you just wear this, and there's a speaker on the back, and there's well over 1,000 frequencies that you can run for pain, for inflammation, for emotional things going on, for EMF protection. What I love about it is we can't always be with our sound healing tools. We can't always be with our Rife device. It's kind of big to carry around, but I can always, I look funny, you know, Stephanie gives me a hard time because I'll have, you know, my iWatch or on one wrist, and I'll have my Wave Watch on the other. There's tools. This is a EMF mitigator to help with the energy coming from the Apple Watch. I can talk to you about that, the different tools that we use, and how we use them, and you know, if you're feeling like it could help you out, we're happy to do that. The big thing is going back to the hashtag I shared with you before, here to love you, and that's really what it's all about. We have a choice on how we show up in the world. We have a choice on how we show up and interact with the people that are in front of us. And the bottom line is we're all connected, okay? And if you find someone and they become part of your reality, even if they just sell you the newspaper in the morning, there's something to that. And like energy attracts like energy. And the bottom line is to love everyone. And that's what's going to change everything in this world. And you find yourself a little depressed or a little down about what's going on in the world, just remember the love that you are and the love that you share shifts everything. Now, I don't know how long we're supposed to go with these YouTube lives experience. I could talk forever about all sorts of stuff. I really just want to leave you with reminders. I'm not here to teach you anything new. I would never be that bold. But I am here to help all of us remember the deepest and most profound aspects of what living life is all about, what it means to be a human in this experience. And it does all boil down to love, and it does all boil down to being in service to your fellow humans. Okay, I've often said, until I wake up and it's just the one, that if people just keep showing up, then I've got a piece of the puzzle for each person that shows up in my world. And reality is an amazing gift. Being human is an amazing gift. And I often say I don't know during my back-to-back strokes how close I was to leaving, but certainly it got me a little focused on mortality. And the bottom line is I'm here to make a difference. And that's not a difference in my bank account or in my wallet. It's a difference in the hearts of the people that I touch and in my heart. And when this curtain back here gets open, our bed's back there, when I go to sleep at night, I sleep like a baby because I'm doing what I came here to do. And this is the greatest gift that I can be energetically. And I am so grateful for all of you that are still on this YouTube live or that'll watch this in the future. I am so touched that we all get to have this experience together, and that we all get to make a difference. And there's great changes that are happening and need our energy to continue happening here. And don't ever for a moment forget how important you are to the process. You woke up breathing this morning. You've got a role to play. It's important. We need you. And so I think I'm going to sign off. And it's been a little over an hour. And I just want to say thank you. You all make a difference in my life in each and every moment. And that's all I want to do in your lives also. And so thank you so much for being here and for sharing of yourself and allowing me to share what I have to share. And so I'm just going to look over here. Oh, there's such beautiful comments. I'm absolutely touched by all of this and by all of you. And yeah, can't wake up. I can't wait to wake up again tomorrow morning and just continue doing what I do. And there will be at some point later this year a very big announcement about our production and what we're doing. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to be one of the 20,000 people we're going to have the opportunity to have an impact on in the first year that we roll this out. And so from me, from my heart, and from all the love that I am, I just want to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing your role. You all have a really wonderful evening, and reach out to me as you can. Let me know how I can help you. Many blessings. I love you. Oh, and it's all good.